Okay, there we go.
Do we have agenda items?
Anyone here have any agenda items?
Just an update. John and I were asked to go and think about authorization policy attachment. We finally got to do that yesterday. I don't have any doc to share, but maybe we'll have a doc next week. We have thoughts, but no doc. Like that. I know we're quite late getting that done, but sorry. But we did make some progress, I think. So.
I guess I'll add a couple of thoughts. One is I've raised this before, but there's been talk about office hours for Istio, but they still haven't been set up. Is anything happening on that front? Or if nothing's happening, I'm happy to get that ball rolling and set up office hours if there's enough interest.
Sanjeev,
Yep.
Can you explain what the purpose of the office hours would be? Is this for contributors who are stuck on something, or users who maybe want some assistance, or people who want to learn more about Istio?
So my personal interest would be knowledge sharing around the code base and functionality and use cases. Presumably other attendants might have other reasons as well. It could be essentially an open brainstorming session and knowledge sharing session. And at least when it was spoken about previously, it was targeted more at new members of the community, but it need not be just for new members. So we could scope the agenda however we want, but it is something which was seen as being different from the community meetings, which had sort of pre-agenda documents and things like that. It was more like an office hours FAQ. And
that was my question. It's like, is this overlapping with or intended to be similar to the community meetings, or is this, a different purpose? Okay.
No, I think it is not users, only developers. I mean, a user could come, but I'm not going to help them debug their mesh in that meeting. I think what happened is the person assigned to set it up is a director that has a 1,000 other things to deal with and probably got lost in the work. I suspect they need help setting it up. Like, everyone has kind of agreed we want to do this and we're going to do it. So we just need someone to go do the things. The one thing is that most of the work is probably setting up calendar invite and whatnot, which you probably don't have permission to, but now more than just a small handful of Googlers do. We do need to pick a time and whatnot and probably make a doc, set the agenda. So that's something that you could probably help with, and then ping me or Mitch or anyone on the TOC, and we can add the meeting to the invite. It's probably a good path forward. How does it sound?
Yeah.
Cool. We should probably also make sure, well, just operationally, oftentimes it's good to put agenda there in advance so that we make sure we have the right people there to answer the questions. So maybe as part of the setting up the agenda, make it, I don't know, some sort of template there. We can say what area we need expertise in and who's going to join to answer those questions. If it's a bunch of new folks joining and no one knows what's going on, that may be useful, but probably not as useful as if we make sure we have the right people there. So.
Yeah, and a second quick thought I had, quick comment I had, only because we don't seem to have an agenda, is I have put together a ZTunnel users guide. It's under review. I can send the PR on the Slack if anybody wants to provide comments.
So I have something that's probably worth just giving some heads up on. One of my action items for the 120 release was to have a reference architecture ready for how to upgrade Istio safely using GitOps. Incidentally, that's also the subject of a talk I'm going to be giving at Istio Day in Chicago. So I've almost completed the reference architecture in a private repo, but I think it probably belongs somewhere under the Istio org. So any thoughts as to where that should go, how to message that? Any concerns with putting it under the Istio org? This is all, oh, and this is about Ambient too. That's why I didn't bring it up in the last. It's a reference architecture for upgrading Ambient, not Istio in general. Yes, that does include CNI and Z-Tunnel, though Costin, I suspect you will not be thrilled with the steps on upgrading CNI Z-Tunnel. GitOps and node coordinating are hard to do together.
I would love to see it. I mean, unless it's a node upgrade, I would really love to see how you solve this problem.
Yeah, unfortunately, Argo CD, which is the platform I'm using, does not support node coordinating at all. So if you were to do a node coordinating based update, you would need to do that by hand.
No. I mean, if you found any other safe solution except nodes, I thought about this for a long time and I didn't find anything. So that's why, you know, I cannot send you peer bonuses, but it will be worth peer bonus if you, because again, I really don't. I'll read your doc. I'll definitely read your doc.
Sounds good.
Yes, Cosmin, you can submit for OSS peer bonus. That comes out of the OSPO office.
If it is safe, I'll definitely do that. But
yeah, you're not going to love the CNI and Z-Tunnel story there. It's not, you know, Argo CD is not improving the underlying science. I do think that the story around Envoy upgrades is actually pretty compelling.
Can you do, I hate to even say this, like percentage of node upgrades with Argo?
No.
Nothing?
No, so a daemon set upgrade can't target like a percent of nodes. The way that you can target a subset of nodes is with node labels. So you could, I suppose, label your nodes using Argo and then have a few different CNI installations and upgrade those individually. But there would be no coordinating the node before the upgrade happens, which I think is the thing that Costin was interested in seeing.
no, it's even worse. I mean, even if you upgrade to a single node, it will cause a disruption and probably a security vulnerability and something like that. So it's maybe we should keep it for everything except CNI Z-Tunnel and have a separate document, not give the illusions that any Z-Tunnel and CNI would be safe. I don't know, John.
Just saying one thing that's a little known feature of Kubernetes, that's how this is often done for the platform's built-in things. I've never seen it done for an open source kind of add-on thing, is there's a, I think they call it static pods or mirror pods. Basically stick a file on the node and it makes the pod happen. But the nice part is then it's not a daemon set, but it's like a daemon set, but it's coupled to the node version. So that's how kube proxy is often installed. It's pretty crazy. I don't know if we should actually do it, but I just throwing it out there. If you're saying you've exhausted all options, it's an interesting option to explore. But that's how they make sure that kube proxy and the node are 100% in sync, for example.
Can you put a link to that craziness in the notes, John?
So, John, are they upgrading kube proxy without cordoning the node in any production?
No, that's the whole point, is that you're basically tying the node and the kube proxy version. It's not a daemon set. You have one pod per node, but it's one-to-one coupled. So you don't say I want to roll out kube proxy. You just say I want to upgrade the node, which always does port on a new node. And then the new version comes up, it's the new version.
Then it doesn't really matter, because if you cordon the node, that's a critical step, cordoning the node and removing all the pods. After that, how you do it, daemon set or whatever, it doesn't matter anymore.
The thing that sucks about it is that, well, one, it's kind of really wonky. Two, it's kind of hard to manage if you're not managing the whole platform as part of it. And three, there's no way for us as easier to go say upgrade your nodes. So it works much better if you are the Kubernetes provider, and it's really baked in. It works
so
much
we'll
more
only
secure
upgrade
like
the Z tunnel if you upgrade Kubernetes as the first step. in the
Exactly.
GitOps
So it's like
Well-
it's
Not Kubernetes, but the node, because you may change the kernel version, which may or may not interfere with whatever you're updating CNI, which may or may not interfere. You're upgrading a lot of stuff. I mean, libraries, core libraries, a lot of stuff on the node. So that really is the critical part and risk. That's why I'm
Maybe Mitch, coming back to your original question, where to put this?
Yes.
I guess the first question is, have you shared it so other people can take a look at it?
I have the folks at Argo taking a look at it, and I can add others who are interested right now. I don't have it in a public repo at the moment. It's private, so it is sort of one at a time. I suppose I could move it to a personal public repo before moving it to an Istio public repo, if that would make folks more comfortable.
Yeah, it might just help refine like Ian's comment. Might help people have a better idea about what it should be called and where it should go if they can kind of poke at it a little bit and then make some assessment.
Okay.
It's obviously okay to have more than one reference architecture, so like I don't see exclusivity being a problem. We just have to make sure the naming is fair. I don't know, Ambient with Argo, or right, it's a perfectly good name, right? Simple.
Sounds good there. At a high level, this is just encoding within Argo sort of the long-term thing that we've already discussed, which is you have stable revisions and unstable tags, a finite number of unstable tags that users select from. And as you upgrade or add new revisions, you can move tags between those revisions in order to upgrade your envoys. It sounds super simple. It turns out getting it done in Helm was substantially more painful than I expected it to be. But it is more or less working, and I should be able to share it this afternoon or tomorrow.
Awesome. Okay, no, that's great stuff.
Mitch, one more question, since I didn't read your document. How the gateways and waypoints, are we assuming that they're upgraded with Helm, or do we still want Istio to manage them? Because we have two ways to deal with gateways, waypoints. I think the new way is the one where Istio is the only one involved.
Istio is doing the upgrade explicitly, but it's kicked off by Helm. See if I can show this off real quickly. Give me 2 seconds to organize windows. Okay, I think that looks good. Let me share this out. Unless, and by the way, if somebody else has something to talk about, speak up. This is not critical right here.
If anyone have anything to talk about, they should add it to the notes agenda.
Unlike what I did. Sorry.
You hijacked the meeting.
Just yeah, don't follow my example, please. So what I've done is I've created this Istio tags application, which we can go ahead and have a look at here. It uses a Helm chart that is sort of forked from what we have on Istio today. I'm working with Sam Nasser to get something like this merged up into Istio. I had hoped for 120. It's looking unlikely. But we can look at the details here. It's pretty simple. It has a list of tags with revisions and tag names. So our default revision is sort of magical, as you guys know, and that's currently pointed at version 118.4 in my cluster. I've got a rapid revision as well, pointed at 119.3, and stable is currently the same as default at 118.4. So if I want to upgrade, let's say, all of my gateways, whether waypoints or ingress or otherwise, that are on the default revision to 119.3, I can just edit this. And I'm bypassing GitOps here, which will bite me, but I can just say that should be on revision 119.3 and save. And I should have shown this before to show that nothing was up my sleeve, but usually before I can click there, If I look at the only ingress gateway I've currently got defined, it used to be 118.4, which you'll have to sort of trust me on. Oh, nope, I got there quick enough. It's currently 118.4. So let's give it a minute to synchronize. So before you give a live demo, you're supposed to run through it, what, like a dozen times in advance to make sure that you're not going to shoot yourself in the foot? Anyhow, if it were working, what we would see here is that this deployment gets upgraded to 119.5. I need to look into why that didn't happen. It did every time no one else was looking, I promise. So IstioD is what's carrying out that upgrade. IstioD sees the change of tags and therefore upgrades envoys as a result of that change. However, the definition of the tags being stored in Argo, or more specifically being stored in Git, is what triggers that change.
So, Mitch, that's wonderful. For my, to comfort and would it be possible to have the docs do everything except CNI and the controversial part, I mean, the tunnel CNI, and basically upgrade waypoint, upgrade STOD, everything, but leave out, because we don't want to give users ideas that CNI and Z tunnel should be combined or would be safe. And have a separate doc about, hey, CNI, Z tunnel, we are still working on it. You will upgrade it separately. It is safe to use the versions, cross version with different CNI, which it is true mostly.
Yeah.
And when we have clear confidence that it can be automated without node cordoning, or if on the solution for node cordoning, we can do it separately. And also, the releases should be decoupled, in my opinion, because they're not.
I share your concern, and I want to highlight for our users the lack of safety there. The one caveat I have is that it's not possible to demo a full upgrade without CNI and Z tunnel. So we need them present in order to be able to upgrade.
I mean, we need them present, but if we have, a separate install, you install CNI Z tunnel separately, completely independent, you upgrade it separately, and then all the stuff you are doing it. That's why I want to make sure that user have a way to follow your steps where CNI and Z tunnel will not be touched in any way, shape, or form.
So that tag change did not touch CNI or Z tunnel. Nothing. I didn't show that off, but nothing changed there. Those are controlled via this app, which we can see here is currently at version 118.4. Sorry, I don't know how much of my screen you can see.
Yes.
And the Z tunnel app is also at 118.4. So changing the tag did not impact those whatsoever. And we can call out in the readme.md, like the main point of this is about tags and waypoints. CNI and Z tunnel are included because in order to upgrade Istio, those also have to upgrade. But those are not considered safe. Also, this whole thing is not considered beyond alpha at this point. Like,
so Mitch, I don't think we need to upgrade CNI and Z tunnel in order to upgrade the rest of Istio. I don't think that's the case. John may confirm or deny it, but you should be able to have an Istio CNI, even an all, everything that has. I mean, Z tunnel and CNI are coupled, but Istio doesn't really care about what CNI you're running, and voice gateways absolutely don't care about CNI because they don't use it.
that is an excellent goal to have. It is not true today in Istio. In Ambient, there are some odd behaviors when you get a mismatched version between the waypoint proxy and the Z tunnel.
We probably don't have that. I mean, yeah, it's alpha and experimental, so we can, not having compatibility. I don't know exactly what will, once we're stable, what the skew will be, but it will be more than you have to upgrade them both at once. Which today I don't even know if you can do an upgrade of even one version. I think you have to potentially atomically upgrade them, which of course you can't really do, but that's fine because we haven't shipped beta yet. So.
Yep.
Okay. Nice demo.
Thanks. It'd be even better if it worked, but
It worked-ish. we have any other topics? I think you're done, right, Mitch?
Yes.
We have no other topics.
We don't have any other topics.
Okay. All right, John, before you showed up, I gave a quick status update about you and I talking about OTC. There would be something hopefully next week.
Yeah, sounds good. I guess while everyone's here and we're giving demos, if anyone has videos of nice demos of Istio, not vendor-y things, we're kind of looking for things to show on the TV at KubeCon. So if it's vaguely interesting to have in the background, feel free to send it our way and we'll try and get it on the TV. We're trying to have better than a black screen this year.
Yeah, Alex, the thing I sent to the TOC last week, I think Alex is going to record that, and I think it was just stock open source Istio, just about resource consumption with Ambient. So that might be available. I'll check in with that. I think he was going to record it today.
Cool. Should double check the vendor requirements. They're somewhat strict. I don't know how strict. Good call, Keith, as well. If you're going, there's booth sign up here. Basically, no one signed up, so please sign up.
Yeah, I don't think the Alex demo was vendor. I mean, it used GKE and it used open source Istio.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just not sure if it like even a solo logo on the bottom. It might be fine. I don't know. We should just double check. I don't care personally. Just some people care, and
I don't think it had even that.
then that's perfect. That was basically my only concern.
Yeah,
using GK is fine because it's Google. So just kidding.
Yeah, it's for QCon. If it's gonna have anything, it's gonna have a QCon logo at the bottom.
Yeah.
All right. We have no other business. I guess we could take 30 minutes back, shocker. Unless, Mitch, you have a question. I'm just teasing.
Oh, yes, gotcha. A little slow on the uptake, sorry.
I've had my 2 copies today, so if you want to touch it.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Cool. See you all.
Thank you all.